to use on, all I gotta say is, what fatigue? Hey fellas, time for another gaming vlog, and let you know what I've been playing lately. Hey, to in between working on some of my bigger projects, especially ones I got coming this week. So let's get this started with the Switch. Yeah. So with the a trial this month being Monster Hunter Rise, I definitely have been enjoying my time with that so far, and even as someone openly admits to not being a big Monster Hunter fan, that is one of the better ones I recommend for newcomers. Like how, once again, and Capcom initially had to Stories 2 to perform better than this. Instead, the opposite happened. So, like with the first Stories and World, I'm thinking they backed the wrong Palamute. So, and even though there's been some incremental updates for Stories 2, thankfully, it's Rise is getting a big expansion in the summertime. Yeah. And with this, F-Zero X is also definitely a big one I've seen and come to N64 Online, and it's definitely a racing game I can really enjoy. And I was expecting Kirby to come first, given how there's going to be one of those this month, but once again, and leave it to Nintendo to subvert my expectations. Yeah. And Chocobo Racing, Hane, which, even though it's an alright game, it's always never going to be like Mario Kart or even Crash Team Racing for that matter. I mean, the Chocobo GP seems okay, but the monetization is definitely something that's keeping me from enjoying it more. At least I've been wanting to play it more again, even the light version compared to Babylon's Fall. It's got other stuff coming out on Sony systems I'd rather more interested in. That in mind, even though we have not heard anything official about how it's Project Spartacus yet, or even about the proposed new who's like Hooper or Infamous, I'm open to those prospects. I mean, especially if the next like Hooper basically was more like the first three games and disregarded the ending of the last one, which a lot of people didn't like. I have experienced sort of myself. Infamous seems like a safer bet given how much those Spider-Man games were as well, and they definitely have experience with this kind of material. And might as well address the stuff for the state of play they put out as well. I'll just to cover everything real quick, yeah. The highlights. Exoprimal, a sort of dinosaur-based hero shooter, and I once again can submit that even though I understand why some Dino Crisis are into it, again, I'm not one of them. I'll make this probably a pretty hot take. I mean, if would you actually want this to be another one of those if you were a fan? Given how the third game aim is one of the main reasons why we haven't actually seen a new one in a while, and I will definitely be willing to wait to see what it's like and how it's coming out in 2023, at least. I mean, so there's time to think about this. Update Ghostwire Tokyo, which is also coming out later this month, as well as Stranger Paradise Final Fantasy Origins, which, given how cringy and memey the early promotions were, I had to say the site won't be like better? Question mark. I don't know. I'm not entirely against the idea of a Final Fantasy prequel or even a Final Fantasy Souls-like, but the approach they're taking is giving me some DMC Devil May Cry flashbacks, which admittedly isn't a good sign. Chaos posting Steam be blazed. I am a bit more optimistic about Forspoken as that's a new IP and also has more going for it in terms of its whole video game isekai thing going on there. I mean, and Gundam Evolution, a Gundam hero shooter, which I was not aware was even coming out. So basically, kind of like a Gundam version of Overwatch or Team Fortress 2, more or less. And hopefully, it won't be as much of a disappointment as like Lawbreakers or Battleborn were in terms of performance. Yeah, but since I don't even remember those games, even though I never got to try them, they did look at least kind of interesting though. All things considered, I mean, Yeah. One pleasant surprise is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection, and even though it's been a while since these games have been officially released, I mean, I definitely am pleased to hear it, and not just coming out on PS4 and 5, but also Microsoft systems, as well as on Switch, so definitely. And even though Konami hasn't been the best putting out new games right now, I'm guessing that was like Nick or Paramount whoever finally cleared the red tape on these games, including ones that are really rare and hard to find in good condition, like the NES version Tournament Fighters, which did not get as many copies printed as like the Genesis Super Nintendo versions. You can definitely bet it'll be well worth it to play these games again, especially depending on the system. It's going to have trophy support online play as well. I mean, I can tell I got my RAV shit on for this, so you know which title I'm going to be playing with first once this does come out. I mean, it doesn't have a release date yet, just 2022, so the classic games and a new one coming out, like there's your Shredder's Revenge. Nice. Bash. A fighting game involving giant monsters. With that, is definitely, it could be fun, we'll see. And another a version of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, also Battle R, and including the new reps from Stone Ocean. I'm really glad I had to see that. That's me, given how I just heard that series, looking forward to seeing more of Jolene. And much like her father, they're trying to clear her name, get out of prison, and get clear of crimes she didn't commit. I've always had sauce for that kind of storyline, I suppose. And yeah. I am glad to see an update about Tretsuyomi. I thought that looked really entertaining. And more gameplay is always good to know. There's also been an update about Returnal, known as Ascension, which adds a co-op mode and a survival mode, being to this third-person shooter roguelike of sorts. I mean, and also kicked off with two new titles. Ended off with two new titles like the DioField Chronicle and Valkyrie Elysium. Both new IPs from Square Enix, which I think they're definitely going to need, especially given how much Babylon's Fall, fell. I mean, I guess not many people are hating at the bit for another live service title. When and this is a quarter that's already had Elden Ring, Horizon Forbidden West, and Pokemon Legends Arceus to play instead. And also is going to be seeing Kirby at the end of it as well. And given how it actually had less people log in than even Marvel's Avengers did during its initial launch period, it's like, ooh. Makes you wonder if Platinum might rethink the whole live service angle. I mean, especially after. If you just let me know more about Bayonetta 3, I guess I'll be good, guys. Yeah. Anyway, thought I'd give you something simple. Like, I got other videos coming, but given the time change tonight, might be a bit woozy tomorrow, just fair warning. Well, that'll be all for now. Take care.